This is the Jeff Kai's Auto Sports Desk.
8 Section 4 Final Fours, 5 near perfect picture punts, 3 wins to none in the Bronx, and a partridge in a pear tree. Hey, now I'm going to have Howard thinking about Christmas. This is the Sports Desk. Fall athletes in Section 4 are in the final week of the 2024 season. For some teams, the year is already finished, and the calendar has been turned to the winter sports schedule. However, for a handful of teams, championship week is just beginning. 8 games are on the slate this evening, all of them with a ticket to the title game on the line. Class C semifinals are just finishing up. Top-seeded Elmira Notre Dame moving on after a 3-1 win over Unitigo. And then the other side of the bracket, the Blue Raiders, a winner 2-0 over Oxford. The Class C championship girls soccer game will take place on Saturday. A couple of classics Tuesday in Class D. South Courtright Andes hold on for a 1-0 win over Evanston Morris. And the Cinderella run of Scandinavius continues. Dragons a winner. That game in penalty kicks, 3-0. After a draw through 2 halves and 2 overtimes. Girls field hockey also in the semis this afternoon. DH is on to the Class C championship game after a 6-2 win over the Olympians, and the Battle of the Eagles going on as we speak. Whitney Point and Spencer Van Etten starting up at 5. We'll have an update on that one tonight at 10 and 11. Semis facing off in both Class A and Class B as well. Class B going on at the moment between Maine Enwell and Green. That game started at 5 p.m. Maine Enwell is up 3-1. And the Class A semifinals to get started at 7:15 between Owego and Vestal. We will have highlights from both of those games coming up for you tonight at 10 and 11. Big Red may have came up just a bit short over the weekend against Brown, but that did not mean there was not reasons to celebrate Saturday's efforts. Caden Lezovic was named the Ivy Rookie of the Week in the loss. The freshman is the first member of Big Red to win the award since Cornell quarterback Jamison Wong did so 3 seasons ago. The Diaper Dandy booted 4 of his 5 punts against Brown more than 50 yards, with 2 of them dropping down inside the 20. Lezovic, long on the day, ended up going 68 yards, and that brought his average up to 52.4 yards. That is the second highest in school history. The 4 punts, more than 50 yards, also tying a school record. And it has been 20 years since a team has come back from down 0-3 in a Major League Baseball to win. While the Yankees fans are very, very familiar with what happened in 2004, the Pinstripe faithful are hoping that 2 decades later, the Bombers can be on the other side of history this go-round. Game 4 in the Bronx. That this evening. Luis Gil on the mound for New York, with Dodgers manager Dave Roberts going with a bullpen game. Both Yankees manager Aaron Boone and Roberts a part of the 2004 series, in which the Red Sox came back from 3 down to push past the Yankees and go on to the World Series. That is not something that is lost on either of them headed into first pitch this evening.
We're trying to get a game tomorrow. Okay? That's where our focus lies. So hopefully we can, go be this amazing story and shock the world. But right now it's about trying to get a lead, trying to grab a game and force another one, and then on from there. But we got to grab one first.
I think that they're very familiar with 20 years ago and what can happen. I mean, anything's possible. Our guys are very heady, very hungry for a championship, a parade. And so nothing is going to get in the way of that. Nothing.
Yankees look to avoid being swept for the 4th time in their history, while the Dodgers are trying to win the franchise's 8th Commissioner's Trophy. First pitch for Game 4 set at 8:08 p.m. And listen, if you don't love baseball, if you can't find it romantic, how 20 years ago to the day, Yankees, Red Sox, you got Boone and Roberts. I mean,
hopefully, maybe.
That's up to Yankees fans, yes.
Exactly, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Zach. And don't go anywhere. We do have one final story coming up next.